Well, welcome along to the Canoe Sprint and Paracanoe World Championships here from Copenhagen, a perfect celebration of the 100th year of the Danish Canoeing Federation, and already up and running for today with an absolute cracker in the C1 Women's 200 meters. 2 heats to come. The first one, excited to see in lane 1, Komi Sek of Senegal, Serbia's Tijana Arsik in lane 2, the Olympic bronze medalist and European silver medalist from Ukraine in lane 3, Ludmila Luzan, Croatian Olympian Vanessa Tot, alongside in lane 5, Maria Majad, who is second in the Olympic FB final, fellow Olympian Elena Nazdrova in lane 6, Katie Vincent, an Olympic medalist in lane 7 for Canada, and Virag Baila of Hungary in lane 8. And underway, a quick start from Ludmila Luzan, not hanging around as the rest try to hit back. But the Ukrainian, absolutely dominant over the first 100 meters, looking for a world title. The first 3 directly into the final, but suddenly Luzan's being caught up. And it's a stunning finish. We'll have to wait for confirmation. Well, Luzan was miles ahead over the first 100 meters, but the second, a complete turnaround. I'm not sure anyone's quite clear on how the placing goes. The top 3 will go directly into the final, but it looks like the Belarusian Elena Nazdrova has snatched top spot and a place in the final. We'll be back with confirmation of the other 2 qualified for the final. 4-7 will move to the semi-final. Waiting for confirmation of Heat 1, but it looks like Nasdrova joined by Luzan and Maillard of Chile in the automatic qualification as we look to Heat 2 of the C1 Women's 200 metres. Lydia Sula-Berendze of Georgia in lane 1, Anika Losk of Germany in lane 2, Irina Andreeva of the Russian Canoe Federation lane 3, the European champion Dorota Borowska of Poland in lane 4, beside her fellow Olympian Yaroslavdis Dubois of Cuba in lane 5, Katie Reed of Great Britain in lane 6, Denisa Raova of the Czech Republic in lane 7, and Antia Jacome of Spain rounding off the 8 competitors. Top 3 directly into the final, the rest hoping for a semi-final berth. So underway in the second heat of the women's C1 200 metres. Not quite the explosive start from the first heat, even across the lanes. Started to see movement from Irina Andreeva.
We have 5 minutes to start of race 65, K1 men.
With a slender lead, but as we saw from the first heat, still plenty of explosive action to come. And pushing through is the European champion, Borowska of Poland. Cuba's Dubois trying to keep herself in contention for direct route to the final, but Jacome coming through. It looks like Spain, Poland, and the Russian Canoe Federation earning the final spot. We'll wait for final confirmation.
Race 65, K1 men, 200 metres, Heat 1. Please come to
Borowska, the European champion, safely through to the final.
We have 3 minutes to the start of race 65, K1 men, 200 metres, Heat 1. Please come to the start area in your lane. Lane 1, Denmark. Lane 2, Canada. Lane 3,
So as things stand,
Lane 4, Portugal.
Nasdrova, Belarus, Maillard of Chile, Luzan of Ukraine,
Poland.
joined by Borowska, Jacome, and Andreeva as the direct qualification for the final in C1 women's 200 metres.
Og mine damer og herrer, så nærmer vi os dagens første løb med dansk deltagelse. Det er herrenes K1 200 meter. I nummer 1, hvor vi på bane nummer 1 har danske Magnus Sivertsen. På bane nummer 2 har vi kanadiske Pierre Poulin. Bane nummer 3, israelske Staff Mizrahi. Bane 4 fra Portugal, Kevin Santos. Bane nummer 5 fra Sverige, Peter Manning. Bane nummer 6 fra Polen, Jakob Steffon. Bane nummer 7 fra Singapore, Brandon Reed. Og bane nummer 8 fra Tjekkiet, Martin Sobisek. Vi skal altså have danskerne ned nu og klar til at hjælpe Magnus hele vejen i mål på den her 200 meter. Det kommer til at gå lynende stærkt. Og mine damer og herrer, så begynder vi at få roerne ind i boksen her, altså på bane nummer 1, danske Magnus Sivertsen. Der fik vi en 2-start i første omgang. Vi får lige herrene ud af boksen og ind igen, og så prøver vi igen for et andet forsøg. Og i anden omgang her lykkes det at få herrerne sendt afsted. Det var en meget lige start her efter de første 25 meter. Magnus skal altså ind i en top 6, eller have en af de 3 bedste 7. tider for at gå videre til semifinalen. Han ser ud til at være godt med her lige nu. Det er noget, der godt kunne ligne en 4. og 5. plads. Og vinderen af det første heat bliver Peter Mening. Og så kunne jeg simpelthen ikke se her, hvad vi får danske Magnus Sivertsen ind på. Vi må lige vente på at få en bekræftelse lige om lidt.
We have 3 minutes to the start of race 6. K1 men, 200 meters, K2. Please come to the start area in your lane. Lane 1, Belarus. Lane 3, Cyprus. Lane 4, Spain. Lane 5, Latvia. Lane 6, Bulgaria. Lane 7, Kazakhstan. Lane
Og her får vi bekræftelsen op. Det lykkedes desværre ikke for danske Magnus Sivertsen at gå videre til semifinalen med en 8. plads her, men i hvert fald vinderen her det første heat her bliver Peter Mening foran den polske Jakub Stefun og 3. pladsen til Kevin Santos.
So the top 6 into the semi-finals after the first heat of the K1 men 200 meters. Peter Mening leading out. Jakub Stepun, Kevin Santos, Pierre Poulin, Martin Sobisek, as well as Stav Mizrazi of Israel, who make it through to the semi-finals. And now the second of 4 big heats in the K1 men's 200 field. In lane 1, Alexei Misyuchenko of Belarus. Ioannis Odysseos of Cyprus in lane 3. 2018 World and European Champion, bronze medalist in Szeged, Carlos Garrote of Spain, alongside Olympian Robert Akmens of Latvia, Denislav Tsvetanov, a European under-23 bronze medalist earlier this year. In lane 6, Christian Coetze of South Africa in lane 7, and Great Britain's Noah Dembele in lane 8. So underway in the second heat of the K1 men 200 meters. No direct qualification for the final, but semi-final berths up for grabs in a highly competitive competition. There's a strong showing from Robert Akmens in the center alongside former world and European champion Carlos Garrote, but fabulous running from the Belarusian on the far side. But it's the Latvian Robert Akmens who's going to lead them through. Garrote decided to take the burners off safely in that top 6 needed for a semi-final berth. But Robert Akmens of Latvia showing his form ahead of a wonderful weekend here in Copenhagen at these World Championships. Confirmation, Robert Akman leading out Lyashchenko of Belarus, Great Britain's Noah Dembele, Kodetse of South Africa, Vetsanov of Bulgaria, and Carlos Garrote safely into the semi-finals. So the third heat of the men's K1 200 meters. In lane 2, Christos Matsas of Greece, Jonas Dragar of Germany in lane 3, Vitaly Tsurkan of Ukraine in lane 4, Arturas Seja of Lithuania in lane 5, Russian Canoe Federation's Alexander Dyachenko in lane 6, and Jérémy Leray in lane 7 for France.
Estão equipas, estão aí 7 tugas na torre e tal, e caralho, os gajos, pá, dão uma fizeram moedas e tiro e o caralho, estás a ver? Depois já tem essa puta dessa música na rádio, vem a puta da música, arranca-se o caralho, essa merda toda. Eu cheguei ao aeroporto, estás a ver? Pá, e os gajos, fica transporte, liga ao Marcos, porque eu Já está aqui, depois nessa altura. Já está aqui com já estou aqui, estão a sério. Eles estão aqui.
Chegaram lá no ICF.
Chegam eles com a puta.
So preparing to get underway. Plenty of focus on Arturas Seja from Lithuania, a silver medalist at the 2018 World Championships and at the Euros this year in Poznan in the K2. Looking for a return to the world podium. Just waiting for conditions to clear up for getting this third heat of the K1 men 200 meters underway. So finally underway in the third heat of the K1 men's 200 meters. The top 6 will progress to the semi-finals. The 3 best, 7th place also. So still plenty to fight for. Six in this race, going at a fair pace. Seja starting to motor towards the line, taking K2 200 meter London gold medalist Alexander Dichenko with him. Those two cross first. Jonas Drager of Germany in lane 3, taking third, but overall it's Arturas Seja showing his form as he looks to return to the world podium. So confirmation of semi-final spots for Seja, Dichenko, Drager of Germany, Le Rey of France and Matsas of Greece. Looking on towards a very exciting semi-final stage, but one more heat to come before the K1 men 200 meters is over.
Enquanto no nosso não há destinados pessoas com mobilidade reduzida e assim, não é? Eu penso que João Moalhas!
So it's the final of the 4 heats in the K1 men's 200 meters. In lane 2, Trinidad and Tobago's Nicholas Robertson. Lane 3, Andrea De Liberto of Italy. Lane 4, Badri Galalashvili. In lane 4, world silver medalist from Szeged, Strajnja Stefanovic of Serbia. Lane 5, beside 4th place at the recent Olympic Games, Kolos Kısıtmadia of Hungary, Harald Ivarsson of Norway in lane 7, and Taras Harker of New Zealand in lane 8. Underway in the second attempt. Certainly a quick start from the Italian Di Liberto. Is it too much too soon? Trying to maintain his position. Remembering though the top 6 will move into the semi-finals. So the Italian showing plenty of guts coming through in first place. Strong finish from Olympian Kısıtmadia of Hungary. So Di Liberto, Kısıtmadia, Stefanovic, Galalashvili, Harker and Iverson safely into the semi-finals. In just a couple of minutes, a switch from the men to the women and the C2 200-meter heats. So in this first heat for the C2 women's 200 meter, the top 3 will move into the final. So tight competition with just 5 boats. In lane 2, Great Britain. Lane 3, the Cubans. Lane 4, Spain. Hungary in lane 5. And it's Poland in lane 6. number of the C1 Women's 200 competitors returning with a partner for this competition. See what they've got left in the tank on a tough day. Day 2 of the World Championships. And underway. Strong showing from the Cubans on the far side. Leaving Britain about a half boat behind, but the rest of the field now joining in on the party. Only the top 3 moving into the final directly. But it's Cuba who look to have done enough. A tight finish. But Cuba just taking it. It looks like they'll be joined by Hungary and the Polish boat. But it's all smiles for the Cubans, careering their way into the final. So Cuba, Hungary and Poland safely into the final. Spain, Chile and Great Britain will have to return for the semi-finals. So next up, the second heat of the C2 Women's 200 meters. In lane 2, both from Canada. Lane 3, France. Belarus in lane 4. Lane 5, Ukraine. Moldova in lane 6. Lane 7, the Czech Republic. Top 3 into the final. The rest will have to return for the semis.
More than 1 minute to the start, ladies. Slow down your boat. We all 1 minute to the start. 1 minute.
underway in the second heat of the women's C2 200 meters. Canadians making a quick start. French looking to keep tabs. Powerful performance from Ukraine, but struggling to reel in the French and the leaders into the final furlong. The boat from Canada, but now powering his way through. Ukraine not quite usurping Canada, but happily into the top three, along with France. Canada take it on the line. The three boats safely through to the final. So Canada, Ukraine and France officially through to the final. Moldova, Belarus and the Czechs will have another chance in the semi-finals. Just under 10-minute break, and then we'll be back with the exciting K1 Women's 500 meters heats.
Og så er vi begyndt at nærme os dansk deltagelse igen. Lige om lidt går vi i gang med damernes K1 500 meter, hvor vi har danske Emma Jørgensen, som jo velbekendt vandt en bronzemedalje ved OL på netop denne disciplin. Det bliver spændende at se. Hun er i det tredje heat her. Og første heat starter om 8 minutter.
What if I told you that the key to unlocking Copenhagen's hidden gems were right in front of you?
Velkommen til Vestern. Jack State, du er i den. Jeg har ingen lyd overhovedet.
Velkommen til Østerbro.
Velkommen til Amager.
That's right. Welcome to Copenhagen from a local perspective. At knowyourroad.dk, you will unlock hidden gems and stories from Copenhagen's diverse neighborhoods. Go on one of the guided tours and get close to the small havens, local secrets, and great tales. You can explore diverse and colorful Nørrebro or the charming Østerbro. Perhaps take a stroll through always energizing and fast-paced festivals, or experience award-winning architecture in Amager, with beautiful nature spots that serve as the perfect backdrop. By the way, did I mention that it's 100% free? So bring your friends and loved ones and enjoy our city in all of its glory, both the tastes, the smells, and the stories of our unique neighborhoods. Each time you reach a certain spot on the tour,
What do you think just before we start?
For the International Canoe Federation. One of the most important things for starters to do is actually to be confident and in control of the whole situation. Overview everything
Til damernes K1 500 meter første indledende heat. På bane nummer 1 har vi newzealandske Amy Fisher, bane nummer 2 finske Nita Merlin, bane nummer 3 franske Manon Hostens, bane nummer 4 ukrainske Maja Povka, bane nummer 5 serbiske Milana Novakovic, bane nummer 6 italienske Agata Fantini, bane nummer 7 fra Storbritannien Deborah Kerr og bane nummer 9 fra Polen Malgorzata Pudowska. Vi skal altså her have nummer 1 direkte af finalen og 2 til 7 stemmedagen. Og så med de danske briller på, så skal vi vente til heat nummer 3, hvor vi får danske Emma Jørgensen.
So in the first heat of the K1 women's 500 meters, in lane 1, Amy Fisher returning to the sport, winning her nationals to earn this world berth. Nete Malanen of Finland, alongside two-time Olympian Manon Osten of France, 9th in the 2019 final. Maria Povk of Ukraine, alongside two-time Olympian and two-time world medalist Milica Novakovic of Serbia. Italian Agata Fantini in lane 6, Olympian Deborah Kerr from Great Britain in lane 7, and in lane 9, Malgorzata Pudowska of Poland in lane 9.
Og ligesom vi så ved herrenes 200 meter, så starter vi også her ved damerne med en 20-start. For damerne ind i boksen igen, og så er vi klar til anden forsøg her i de første heat i dame K1 500 meter.
So underway in this first heat of the K1 women's 500 meters. Plenty of focus in lane 5 on the two-time world medalist Novakovic of Serbia, but in particular the return of Amy Fisher in lane 1 for New Zealand. Certainly enjoying her return to the world stage so far, as Amy Fisher with a massive lead, but starting to be reeled in. Very tight race coming up to the halfway line. So 1.8 seconds lead for Amy Fisher over the Ukrainian Maria Povka. And so far, maintaining the early lead she established. Can she go line to line in this heat? Only the first will qualify automatically for the final, and it's looking at domination from Amy Fisher. Absolutely careering away, as if she's just having a quiet paddle on her own. She's in her zone and zoning in on a place in the final. Placing 2 to 7 will go to the semi-final, but it's Amy Fisher who smashes her way into the final and laying down a marker for the rest of the field.
Ingen tvivl herom, at det blev New Zealandske Amy Fisher, som tog den direkte A-finaleplads. Og nu må vi jo se, at i det tredje heat, og hvad han skal gøre helt efter, der ligger det anden her, og det har Nummer 5 for Sverige, Linnea Stensil. Bane nummer 6 for Rusland, Svetlana Canoe-Kayak. Bane nummer 7 for Irland, Jennifer Egan. Og bane nummer 8 fra Canada, Michelle Russell. Årets bekræftelsen her, altså en sejr til Amy Fisher.
After that first seat, the second on its way in lane 1. The Olympic silver medalist, winner of 27 major medals, Tamara Tsitsipas of Hungary. Singapore's Jiajian Chen in lane 2. Polina Pasek of Germany in lane 3. Esty Oliver of South Africa in lane 4. 2018 world bronze medalist Linnea Stencils of Sweden in lane 5. Beside in lane 6, Svetlana Chernigovskaya of the Russian Canoe Federation. Bronze medalist in K1 5000. Coming to the shorter distance, Jennifer Egan of Ireland. And Canada's Michelle Russell rounds off the 8 women in this second heat for the K1 women's 500 meters. So underway in the second heat of the K1 women's 500 meters. And Stencil with a slender start, blasting out the blocks. Also fast running on the near side for Michelle Russell. Olympic silver medalist, yet to get up to full speed, but it's a very tight line across the lanes.
Come on, Jenny!
Just about even between Tsitsipes, Stencils and Russell.
Come on, Jen! That's it!
Well, Amy Fisher dominated Heat 1. This one a much tighter affair.
Come on, Jen!
Remembering as we hit the split, Tsitsipes with a slender lead over Stencils.
Come on, Jenny!
Paulina Pasek, the K2000 world silver medalist from Germany, is holding third place, but not a lot in it. But suddenly, Tamara Tsitsipes starting to put on the burners, just as Amy Fisher had in the same lane. Lucky lane 1 as the Tokyo silver medalist storms towards the final. Stencils alongside Manon Paulina Pasek, looking to come in behind, but it's dominant performance from Tsitsipes of Hungary. Second for Sweden, and Linnea Stencils with Pasek in third. But only top spot was good enough for direct qualification to the final. And clear as mud, that was Tsitsipes of Hungary.
Og mine damer og herrer, så nærmer vi os dansk tiltagelse i dag. Det er danske Emma Jørgensen, vi skal have i det tredje hit i damernes K1 500 meter. Kommer til at ligge på bane nummer 5. Og som i de andre indledende heat, så gælder det her, at den første båd går direkte til finalen og 2-7 i semifinalen. Men i hvert fald mod Emma på bane nummer 1 for Holland, Ruth Boselmann. Bane nummer 2 for Latvia, Madora Aldina. Bane nummer 3 for Tjekkiet, Ansena Pavlova. Bane nummer 4 for Kroatien, Anna Maria Gocitonovic. Og så er det bane nummer 5 fra Danmark, Emma Jørgensen. Kan vi få noget støj ude på tilskuertribunerne? Ved siden af Emma på bane nummer 6 er det spanske Isabella Contreras, bane nummer 7 slovakiske Mariana Petrosova og bane nummer 8 portugisiske Teresa Portela. Kom så Danmark, lav noget støj her for danske Emma Jørgensen. Og her er vi klar til at få starten. Det er det tredje heat i damernes K1 500 meter. Og vi fik skudt starten af sted her. Rigtig god start for Emma Jørgensen. Lige en god start for den spanske båd ved siden af hende. Men med de danske briller her, så kunne det allerede godt ligne en lille føring til Emma Jørgensen på bane nummer 5. Det er altså en førsteplads, der skal til for at kvalificere sig direkte til finalen her. Og 2-7 brøger i semifinalen. Kan vi så få gang i stadion her? Lad os høre hjemmebanen for Emma. Det ligger altså rigtig, rigtig godt for land her. Hun har allerede knap en halv bådlængde forspring til de andre roere. Helt kontrolleret hernede over banen. Det ser virkelig godt ud for Emma. Rigtig flot start, vi har lagt ud med efter de første 200 meter. Først her igennem de første 250 meter, det er Emma Jørgensen med 0,7 sekunder ned til den spanske roer. Ja, altså en halv bådlængdes forspring, vi har her, hvor hun går igennem 200 meter mærket. Kom så Danmark, så er det nu Emma kan høre os. Det er nu, vi skal skubbe hende helt i mål. Hun kan få den direkte af finaleplads. Her går vi ind på de sidste 100 meter. Det er altså et virkelig flot løb her, Emma. Ja, fuldt kontrollerende i front her. Hun vil have den direkte af finaleplads. Og her på vej i mål, som vinder af den tredje heat her, det er danske Emma Åstrand Jørgensen. Og dermed sikrer Emma sig den direkte A-finaleplads her i damernes K1 500 meter. Sådan, tillykke til Danmark, tillykke til Emma.
So a dominant display from the Great Dane Emma Björksen, and the rest into the semi-finals as the K1's women's 500 meters move on. So dominant displays from the top women in the K1 women's 500 meters. Now for the C2 men's 500 meters. World champions of China not here, but plenty of talent to entertain. In lane 1, Cubans. In lane 2, France. Lane 3, the Polish boat. Lane 4, Italy. The Russian Canoe Federation in lane 5. Ukraine in lane 6, Germany lane 7, Romania lane 8, and the Philippines were to be in lane 9. So underway, the C2 men's 500 meters. And the Italian boats had managed 6th place in the 2019 final, but Nicolai Graciun, not with his brother as normal, instead with C4 500 world bronze medalist in 2018, Daniele Santini. French boat, Loic Léonard, alongside the man who was 4th in the 1,000 meters at the Olympic Games, Adrien Barth. So far, it's Poland with a minimal edge over Italy, Russia and France after 250 meters. As they pass the halfway stage, Polish boat trying to maintain that slender advantage. But Italy coming on strong. The top 3 will qualify directly for the final. But it looks like the Poles in Italy want to go through as top dogs. But it's the Italian pairing with just a nose advantage as they push for the line. And it's Italy, along with Poland and the Russian Canoe Federation, that safely book their berth in the final of the men's C2 500 meters. the Italian fans right to celebrate. Their pairing of Christian and Santini safely through to the final, along with Poland and the Russian Canoe Federation. So heat 2 of the Siemens 500 meters. Slovakia in lane 1, Lithuania lane 2, Czech Republic lane 3, in lane 4 Hungary, lane 5 Spain, Belarus lane 7, Canada lane 8, and Japan in lane 9. Crowd drumming out the beat for the paddlers to kick off this second heat. The Siemens 500 meters. And underway in this 500 meter C2 men's second heat. Spanish fans with their drum beating for where the paddlers have to fire to the finish. So Hungary leading out, the well-supported Spanish boat, Lithuania third, and the Czechs in fourth. Only the top three with direct qualification for the C2 men 500 meter final. Well, 4 boats pushing to the finish, but only 3 from 4 can qualify directly for the final. But with the drums beating hard, the Spaniards starting to push their way to the front of the queue. Garcia and Martinez looking to earn their place in the final and in first place. Well, no wonder the Spaniards go mad on the sidelines. Terrific performance coming from behind. Garcia Martinez earning top spot for Spain. And they enjoy the adulation as they career their way to the final.
Og så begynder vi at nærme os dansk deltagelse igen. Lige om lidt starter vi nemlig med herrenes K2 500 meter. I det andet heat har vi dansk deltagelse af den nye mandskab med René Holten Poulsen og Victor Åsmuld.
So Spain safely top dogs, along with Hungary and Lithuania, into the final. Czech Republic, Canada, Belarus and Slovakia into the semi-finals. Let's vamos, España. Let's Garcia Martinez enjoy the adulation. We'll see them for the final later this weekend at the World Championships in Copenhagen, celebrating the centenary year of the Danish Canoeing Federation in fantastic fashion. So the canoe is done. Now it's the K2 men's 500 meter heats. Heat 1 with Canada in lane 1, Norway lane 2, the Italians in lane 3, lane 4, Ukraine, Belarus lane 5, Serbia lane 6, Bulgaria lining up lane 7, Finland in lane 8, and Slovenia in lane 9. So underway in the K2 men's 500 meter first heat. So at the halfway stage, Canada leading out Ukraine, Belarus, Finland in fourth. The Canadian duo, fresh from the Tokyo Olympics, storming their way towards the finish. But certainly competition from Ukraine. Only top dogs will progress to the final automatically. Ukraine trying to catch Canada right on the line. And they've just managed it. Stunning final 50 from Dmytro Danilenko and Ole Kukharek of Ukraine. Nicholas Matvev and Simon McTavish doing all they could, but just missing out into the semi-finals as Ukraine stormed their way into direct qualification for the final.
Og mine damer og herrer, så skal vi til at have gang i Bagsværd Stadion igen. Nu er det herrenes K2 500 meter anden heat, hvor vi har dansk deltagelse på bane nummer 2. Er det René Holten Poulsen og Victor Åsmuld. Ved siden af dem får vi på bane nummer 1 for Belgien Brams Sekens og Arthur Peters. På bane nummer 4 for Sverige Dennis Kernen Martin Natal. På bane nummer 5 for Spanien Marcus Valls Rodrigo Gemarte. Bane nummer 6 for Rusland Oleg Gusev Maxim Spetisev. Bane nummer 7 for Polen Filip Bekvert og Presmilau Korsak. Bane nummer 8 for Litauen Mindugas Maldonis og Andrej Olinek. Og på bane nummer 9 for Slovakiet Samuel Balash og Dennis Mysak. Men det er altså på bane nummer 2, vi har den danske duo med René Poulsen og Victor Åsmuld. Og så er vi klar her til at få alle deltagerne i boksen. Altså på bane nummer 2, René Poulsen, Victor Åsmuld. Kom så Danmark, kan vi lave noget larm?
Nej, I bumper meget. I skal gå helt stille til at gå stille på gangen. Ja, okay.
Og det lykkedes her i første forsøg at sende båden afsted. God start fra René og Victor her. De er med helt fremme sammen med den spanske båd. Vi skal altså have dem på en førsteplads, hvis de skal direkte i A-finalen. Ellers så skal de mellem nummer 2 og nummer 7 for at komme i semifinalen. Men en flot start her. Ser ud til, at vi lige nu har dem på en anden plads i dette heat. Vi skal altså have dem helt op på en førsteplads, hvis de skal have den direkte plads. Men der er 300 meter til mål. Kom så Danmark! Virkelig stærkt udlæg her af René og Victor. Vi får dem altså igennem 250 meter her på en umiddelbart tredje plads. Anden plads skal jeg se her på grafikken. Det er meget tæt. Med 200 meter igen, så er det nu, de begynder at kan høre jer. Så er det nu, vi skal skubbe dem i mål. Kom så, Danmark! Det er altså meget tæt nu. Det er nu, de skal have den sidste hjælpende hånd her. Hvor der er godt 75 meter tilbage. Det er altså førstepladsen, der giver direkte adgang til A-finalen. Det bliver rigtig, rigtig tæt nu. Der ligger altså 3 både her og kæmper om den direkte A-finaleplads. Men deriblandt er det den danske båd. Kan vi få dem i mål her inde på en førsteplads? Det bliver tæt. Det kunne jeg ikke se herfra. Vi må lige afvente et målfoto. Men i hvert fald rigtig flot beløb her af René Poulsen og Victor Åsmuld. Vi afventer lige et officielt resultat her. Kunne godt tyde på, at vi skal have René og Victor forbi en semifinal senere. Men vi må lige se, hvad målfotoet siger. Nogle gange kan tv-grafikken godt snyde en lille smule i forhold til det officielle målfoto. Og her får vi bekræftelsen. Altså en tredjeplads til René og Victor. De skal forbi en semifinal senere, men virkelig flot løb. Skal vi lige give dem en hånd for denne flotte præstation?
So top spot in Heat 2, the K2 men's 500 meters. Slovakia first, Spain second. Just when Denmark looked like they were taking final spot. Instead, third going into the semi-final. Well, after a dramatic second heat, Heat 3 will complete the K2 men's 500 meter heats. Great Britain in lane 1, Latvia lane 2, the French duo in lane 3, lane 4 with Kopash, the K1000 Olympic champion, going for some K2 glory. Hope will be the start alongside the German boat in lane 5, lane 6, the Czech Republic, Japan in 7, and it's Argentina in lane 8. So underway in this, the third and final K2 men's 500 meters. Frank Kopash, the reigning world champion at K1 1000. How will he do with a partner in crime at half the distance? 8 major medals, but never in a duo. So far, it's the German boat that has taken an early half-boat lead. Tobias Schultz and Martin Hiller. So Germany half a second ahead of Hungary, with Great Britain 0.9 seconds behind that. But it's the middle two who are starting to power away from the rest of the field. Saba Erdosi leading out Kopash in the Hungarian boat, but it's the Germans who are looking to try and take top spot and a place in the final, and they're pulling away here. Hungary will have to settle for second as Germany cross the line in first. Now the winner takes it all, and it's the German duo Schultz and Hiller who move on to the final. So Germany into the final. Hungary, France, Czech Republic, Latvia, Great Britain and Argentina earning second redemption fight in the semi-finals.
What makes Copenhagen like no other city? Maybe it's because we choose to say, what if? Why not? We grow our own solutions. We design for better living. We ride in the past, and we build on our past. Lean into it. Plant seeds for the future. If you need an invitation, my name is Copenhagen.
was like a video. She was like, I was like, fuck, should we shoot? Like, I don't know. I was like, you know, we're gonna have to shoot this one. Like, oh,
Men det føles, altså nu hvor jeg tænker over det, så føles det nok mest som om det har været ud at have fundet ud af, om det er
Lane 3, Hungary. Lane 4, Germany. Lane 5, Argentina. Please come to the start area.
Three guys around me, and yeah, just fun and be happy to go on the ride right now.
Well, welcome back to the action on the water here at the ICF Canoe Sprint and Paracanoe World Championships from Copenhagen. And a semi-final for the KL1 Women's 200 meters. In lane 3, Erika Pulai of Hungary made her Paralympic debut with an 11th place finish, 9th in the 2019 Worlds, looking for a better. In lane 4, Joanna Plufner of Germany, and Argentina's Andrea Bracamonte, after being on the water yesterday, back in action for this KL1 Women's 200 meter semi-final.
1 minute to the start. Ladies, please come to the start line. Please come to the start line. 1 minute to the start.
So underway in this semi-final, Fulner and Pulai finishing 4th and 5th in the second heat. Bracamonte finishing 4th in the first heat yesterday, as they now look to earn a place in the final alongside Mazula of Ukraine, Dupik of the Russian Canoe Federation, Azevedo of Brazil, and Dina Muller, as we await the world champion and Paralympic champion going head to head, De Paulis and Vollerman of Chile, showing excellent form in this semi-final. In lane 4, Joanna Pulfner of Germany, just over a half boat advantage, as she shows good form ahead of the final. Second, Erika Pule of Hungary, the German, with first place in the KL1 women's 200 meter semi-final. And coming through, Andrea Bracamonte of Argentina. Excellent chance to get more experience out on the water here. And the final of the KL1 women's 200 meter still to come. So extra time out on Lake Boulevard as Pulfner, Pule and Bracamonte will return for the KL1 women's 200 meter final. So next out on Lake Balsverd, the VL2 men's 200 meter semi-final. In lane 3, Marius Siostea. Lane 4, Hungary's Robert Suba. And 5th place at the Paralympics, Mathieu Saint-Pierre of Canada. Japan's Takanori Kato is alongside, in lane 7, Stuart Clark of Great Britain. So underway in this VL2 men's 200 meter semi-final. Hungary's Suba, Italy's Siostea, and Great Britain's Stuart Clark coming through Heat 1. Alongside the reigning world and Paralympic champions from Brazil. Reaching this semi-final from the first heat. Mathieu Saint-Pierre and Kato qualifying from Heat 2. The top 3 will get to the final, and Saint-Pierre edging his way to first place. But the first 3 boats will take their place in the final. Saint-Pierre leading in Robert Suba and Marius Siostea of Hungary and Italy, respectively, as they successfully navigate the semi-final, the VL2 men's 200-meter final, now awaiting them. So Mathieu Saint-Pierre, Robert Suba, and Marius Siostea into the final. So confirmation, Mathieu Saint-Pierre, Robert Suba and Marius Siostea safely progressing to the final A of the VL2 men's 200 meters.
We have 5 teams, the double race number 82, race number 83, L3, men, 200 meters, semi-final 1. In lane 2, Brazil. In lane 3, Spain. In lane 4, Russian Canoe-Kayak racing. In lane 5, Brazil. In lane 6, Austria. In lane 7, Argentina. In lane 8, Poland. In lane 9, Poland. start of race number 82. Race number 82, EL3 men, 250 meters, semi-final 1. In lane 2, Brazil. In lane 3, Spain. In lane 4, Russian Canoe Federation. In lane 5, Brazil. In lane 6, Austria. In lane 7, Argentina. In lane 8, Poland. In lane 9, Poland. All competitors, please come in the start area in the lane.
So after that short interlude, this first semi-final of the VL3 men's 200 meters star-studded cast. In the 8 paddlers out on the water in lane 2. 2019 world silver medalist, a 2-time former world champion, Caio Carvalho of Brazil. 2013 world champion, Javi Reja of Spain in lane 3. Maxim Popov of the Russian Canoe Federation, lane 4. Giovanni Paula, the Paralympic silver medalist from Tokyo, but never medaled yet at a world championship, in lane 5. Austria's Marcus Swoboda, who finished 5th in that Paralympic final in the Japanese capital. Nicolas Krosta of Argentina in lane 7. Robert Wedera of Poland in lane 8, alongside his compatriot Tomasz Mozierski in lane 9. They were brutal heats. Only the top in the heats would go on to the final. This time, the top 3 will qualify, with 4 to 7 heading for the final B. The focus is on final A destination. Just 200 meters from potential destiny. Underway in this VL3 men's 200 meters. Certainly enough talent for this to be worthy of a final status, and yet having to try and earn their spot. Only 3 from 8 will qualify for the final, and it's a powerful performance from the Brazilian Carvalho in lane 2. Almost a boat length clear, but fighting back, Marcus Swoboda of Austria suddenly finding his top gear, blasting away from the rest, suddenly found his top gear. But the Brazilian fighting back, but it's double Brazilian final relief. The win going to the amazing Austrian Swoboda. 5th in the Paralympic final. Now having a chance to shoot for the world podium. Leading in the Brazilian pairing of Carvalho and Paula.
3 minutes to the start of race number 83. Race number 83, L3, men, 200 meters, semi-final 2. Lane 1, Tahiti. Lane 2, Italy. Lane
So
3,
confirmation, Swoboda of Austria, along with the Brazilians, Cavallo and Paulo, into the FA final. Reja, Montserratski, Popov, and Costa into the final B. And next up, the second of the semi-finals, the VL3 men's 200 meters.
All competitors into the start area.
Pouco mais de agressividade. Tá?
2 minutes to start. 2 minutes. Slow your boat. All boats.
So the VL3 men's 200 meter second semi-final. Algoa Maruai in lane 1, Mirko Nicoli of Italy in lane 2, Spain's Adrian Mosquera, fresh from Tokyo, in lane 3, Eddie Pottevin of France finished 6th in that Tokyo final. He goes in lane 4, Emilio Atamanuk of Argentina in lane 5, Igor Firsov of the Russian Canoe Federation in 6th, Japan's Koichi Imai in lane 7, and Abel Aber of France in lane 8.
1 minute to start. Gentlemen approach. Start line on your mark. Take your mark.
So underway in the VL3 men's 200 meter second semi-final. The top 3 heading on to the final. And a new world champion will be crowned this weekend. Australia's Curtis McGrath, who also took the Paralympic title earlier this month. It's not in here, but it's the Frenchman, Eddie Pottevin, 2 times Euro bronze medalist, leading out from the front, but pressure from fellow Paralympian Emiliano Atamanuk as they power towards the final. It's a question of who will join them in third. Adrian Mosquera looks to be the closest. France looks around as Pottevin sees that he's taking the win ahead of Atamanuk, but both safely into the final. Looks to be along with the Spaniard Adrian Mosquera. Wait for confirmation, but Pottevin safely into the VL3 men's 200 meter final.
4. Hang on to 200 meters. Heading final to 1. Lane 2, Cody Star. Lane 3, Japan. Lane 4, Sweden. Lane 5, Poland. Lane 6, Canada. Lane 7, Italy. Lane 8, Russian Federation. Slow your boat, slow down. Get your time. You have 2 minutes to start. Slow your boat. Slowly.
So next up, the semi-finals for the women's KL3 200 meters. Once again, the top 3 to the final. No B final, so it's now or never. In lane 2, Kazakhstan, Daniel Baltabayeva. Japan in lane 3 with Yoshimi Kaji. Sweden's Ellen Ripa in lane 4 with Katarina Kozakowska in lane 5 for Poland. Erika Scarf in lane 6 with Amanda Ambriaco of Italy in lane 7. And Larisa Volik of the Russian Canoe Federation in lane 8. So underway. Certainly world champion Helene Ripa of Sweden back in 2018, looking to try and fight back to the top of the podium. Needs to be in the top 3 in this semi-final to make sure of another world final A. She's certainly driving herself towards that goal alongside Kozakowska of Poland. 4th in the Paralympics, but it's the Pole who comes through again to finish ahead of Helen Ripa as she did in Tokyo. Looks as if Amanda Briaco of Italy will join them in the final after a fine last 50 from Kozakowska. It's the Polish darling that moves on to the final, winning the semi-final. confirmation. Kozakowska of Poland, Helen Ripa of Sweden, and Amanda Mbriaco of Italy into the final of the KL3 women's 200 meters. Just around an 8-minute wait, and then the K1 men 500 heats will get underway.
My name is Abdullah. I'm a photographer and content creator. I've been working and hanging out in this neighborhood for the last 10 years. This is just another day in Vesterbo. Vesterbo is one of the most chilled out neighborhoods. A frontrunner when it comes to art, design and creative spaces. And its food and nightlife scene is one of the most vibrant in Copenhagen.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm a digital expert. I have both lived and worked in this neighborhood. This is just another day in Nørrebro. Nørrebro is Copenhagen's melting pot. Besides its vibrant and cozy streets, this neighborhood is rich in food and culture from all over the world.
Hi, I'm Meta. I'm a visual storyteller and content strategist. I have lived more than 10 years in this neighborhood. This is just another day in Istanbul. Istanbul is full of green and open spaces with direct access towards them. It's a family-friendly area.
4 minutes to the start. 4 minutes.
And you can find a great variety of classic Copenhagen architecture in this part of the city.
Hi, my name is Andreas. I'm a photographer and videographer, and I've been living in this neighborhood for several years now. This is just another day in Frederiksberg. Frederiksberg is the ultimate shopping and cafe area in Copenhagen. It's full of large parks and grand galleries.
Start of race number 85, K1 man, 500 meters, 1. Come to the start area, in your lane. Please enter the starting area in your current lane. Lane 1, Argentina. Lane 2, Bulgaria. Lane 3, Italy. Lane 5, Croatia. 6, Cyprus, lane 7, Poland, lane 8, Spain.
Og så nærmer vi os dansk deltagelse igen. I det andet heat her i herrenes K1. 1500 meter har vi danske Nikolaj Winther. Nu er vi ved at få line op til det første heat her, hvor vi på bane nummer 1 har argentinske Juan Caqueras, bane nummer 2 bulgarske Miroslav Kirchev, bane nummer 3 italienske Tommaso Frenchi, bane nummer 5 fra Kroatien Anton Novakovic, bane nummer 6 fra Cypern Ioannis Odysseus, bane nummer 7 fra Polen Jakub Sliva og bane nummer 8 fra Spanien Pelaia Rosa. Men i hvert fald i det andet heat, vi skal have efter dette løb, der har vi dansk deltagelse med Nikolaj Winther.
Well, welcome back now to the K1 men 500 meter heat 1. In lane 1, Juan Caceres of Argentina, alongside two-time Olympian Miroslav Kirchev of Bulgaria. Italy's Tommaso Freschi in lane 3. Skip over to lane 5, European finalist Anton Novakovic of Croatia. Cypriot Ioannis Odysseus in lane 6. Jakub Sliva of Poland in lane 7. And Spain's Pelaio Rosa in lane 8.
One minute to the start, young man. Please come to the start line. Please come to the start line. 1 minute to the start.
So underway in the first heat of the K1 men's 500 meters. Place in the semi-finals up for grabs, and it's a fast start for Pelaio Rosa of Spain, the near side in lane 8. Spanish boat with an early boat length lead. Still more than half the distance to go. Well, the middle of the field starting to ratchet up the pressure as the Italian Freschi skips ahead of Rosa. And suddenly a real battle in this second half. Freschi battling alongside Caceres of Argentina. Novakovic coming through to challenge Rosa. The Spaniard started brilliantly. He's finishing wonderfully. Right on the line. Close to call. Tommaso Freschi may have just held on, but either way, both safely into the semi-finals. The top 6 moving on to the semi-finals with the 3 best 7th place finalists. The Freschi just holding on for the heats win ahead of the speedy Spaniard Rosa.
Og mine damer og herrer, så er vi klar til dansk deltagelse igen. Her i det andet heat i herrenes K1 500 meter. På bane nummer 8 er det fra Danmark, Nikolaj Winther. Vi skal se Nikolaj her i dette heat imod litauiske Ricardos Nikorius. Fra Rusland på bane nummer 2 er det Vitalia Ersov. På bane nummer 3 fra Trinidad og Tobago, Nicholas Robinson. Bane nummer 4 fra Tyskland, Moritz Florstedt. Bane nummer 5 fra Israel, Ilya Podolny. Bane nummer 6 fra Singapore, Brandon Wee. Bane nummer 7 fra Tunesien, Mohamed Mabat. Og så er det ellers på bane nummer 8, vi har danske Nikolaj Winther. Nikolaj skal altså her i en top 6 for at gå videre til semifinalen, eller være en af de 3 bedste 7. pladser. Men lad os nu se, om han ikke kan gøre det samme, som vi så Victor og René gøre tidligere, kvalificere sig til semifinalen. Han har i hvert fald brug for jeres opbakning herude på stadion, så kan vi høre jer noget larm.
Vidite? Tunesien. To the start. Gentlemen, please come to the start line. Please come to the start line. 1 minute to the start.
Og vi får skudt starten afsted her. Danske Nikolaj Winther på bane nummer 8, tættest på publikum. Vi får virkelig chancen nu for at hjælpe ham hele vejen til målstregen. Her har vi Nikolaj Winther på storskærmen. Han er kommet godt fra start her. I den anden heat her. Som sagt top 6 for at gå i semifinalen. Der er han i hvert fald lige nu. Det ser ud til, at han ligger på en anden plads her efter de første 200 meter. Og her igennem 250 meter mærke for at bekræfte, han ligger på en anden plads lige nu. Det er altså rigeligt til at gå videre til semifinalen her. Flot løb indtil videre, Nikolaj Winther. Så er der 200 meter igen, mine damer og herrer. Kan vi få noget larm for Nikolaj? Skubber Nikolaj virkelig på her med godt 100 meter igen. Skal han helt op og tage sejren her i det andet heat? Han er i hvert fald sikker på vej videre mod semifinalen. Og her i mål som vinder får vi tyskeren. Og så ser det ud til, at vi fik Nikolaj Winther ind på en anden plads. Det var meget tæt. Hvilket løb er Nikolaj her? Videre til semifinalen. Sådan.
4 minutes to the start of lane number 87. K1 man, 5 meters. 4 minutes to the start. 4 minutes. K1 man, 5 meters. From the start area in your lane. For both, please enter the start area in your correct lane. Lane 1, Mexico. Lane 2, Portugal. Lane 3, Netherlands. Lane 4, Norway. Lane 5, South Africa.
So confirmation, Moritz Florsted of Germany leading in Nikolai Winter of Denmark, with Russian Canoe Federation Vitaly Ershov third. The top 6 progressing to the semi-finals.
Still has almost 2 minutes to the start.
Well, next up on Heat 3's lineup, Juan Rodriguez of Mexico in lane 1, Portugal's João Ribeiro, silver medalist at the European Championships in Poznan early in this year, in lane 2, Bram Brandes of the Netherlands, looking for third time lucky to reach a World FA. Norway's Lars Ulvang performed the 1,000 meters in Tokyo at the Olympics, halving the distance alongside lane 5's Christian Coetzee of South Africa. Great Britain's Daniel Johnson in lane 6, alongside lane 7 in Francis Mouget of France. And just 2 weeks ago crowned the under-23 world champion at this event, Bojan Zadelar of Serbia, looking to start his journey to what I hope will be an incredible under-23 senior double. So underway in the third of 4 heats in this K1 men's 500, but a false start means they'll get a second bite at the cherry.
and please come back to the start line as soon as possible.
So false start against lane 1's Juan Rodriguez and lane 2's Joao Ribeiro. As the paddlers reform on the start line. Hope to get it underway at the second time of asking.
Lane 1, Mexico, you have a false start, you have a warning. Lane 2, Portugal, you have a false start, you have a warning. Lane 1 and lane 2, false start, warning.
So successful at the second attempt, underway in heat 3 of the K1 men 500 meters. Strong start from Francis Mouget of France. Right beside him, Bojan Zedelar, the under-23 world champion. It is Zedelar who has about a half boat advantage. Has a quick look. Liking what he sees.
Race number 88, K1 man, 500 meters, 4. All boats, please come to the start area.
So Zedelar with a slender lead over silver medalist from the European Champion Joao Ribeiro, with Lars Ulvang currently ranked 3rd. But a lot still to come in the final 200 meters.
Lane 7, Hungary. Lane 8, Greece. Please come to the start area.
Well, coming into the final 50 meters. And Zedelar putting on the afterburners. Still quite shake Ribeiro as they come to the line. Zedelar takes it. The top 6 safely into the semi-final. Certainly superb Serbian, laying down a marker ahead of that semi-finals in the K1 men's 500 meters. So heat 4 in the K1 men's 500 meters. Lane 2, Alex Scott of Canada. Finn Eetu Kolemanen of Finland. His father, a world and Olympic champion, winning his world title here in Copenhagen back in 1993. The world's back here in Denmark. Can his son manage likewise? Nikita Paracanoe of Belarus, alongside Jakub Zavrel of the Czech Republic. Theodor Orban in lane 6, with Peter Gal lane 7 for Hungary, and Konstantinos Benetos of Greece in lane 8. But it's a dominant performance thus far from Jakub Zavrel, as he leads out. Benetos, though, keeping tabs. Nikita Paracanoe of Belarus was a silver medalist in Szeged at the previous World Championships. Looks to be saving some gas with the top 6 qualifying for the semi-finals in this final heat of the K1 men's 500 meters. Well, they've done their calculation and just easing up towards the line. But it will be top spot in the heat for Jakub Zavrel. Peter Gal of Hungary following him in. Zavrel leading the top 6 into the semi-final, the K1 men's 500 meters.
ICF, 3 minutes to start of race number 89. Skateboard women, 500 meters, heat 1. Lane 1, South Africa. Lane 2, Great Britain. Lane 3, Ukraine. Lane 4, Hungary. Lane 5, Belarus. Lane 6, France. In lane 8, Spain. In lane 9, Singapore. All those come in the start area in your lane.
So time for the long boats as the K4 women's 500 meters gets ready to proceed with heat 1. In lane 1, the boat of South Africa. Lane 2, Great Britain. Ukraine in lane 3. Favoured Hungarians in lane 4. Belarus in lane 5. France taking up lane 6. Lane 8, the Spanish quartet. And Singapore in lane 9.
Og altså damernes K4 500 meter første heat her. I det andet heat har vi den igen dansk deltagelse. Så det kan I stille og roligt begynde at varme op til, men i hvert fald nyd den ungarske olympiske mesterbåd. Minus en enkelt roer ser det ud til på bane nummer 4 her i det første heat. Så vender vi stærkt tilbage i anden heat med den danske båd med Pernille Knudsen, Julie Funk, Sara Milders og Bolette Iversen.
So a rematch in this heat between the now reigning Olympic champions from Hungary and silver medalists from Belarus. 3 of the 4 Hungarians from that Tokyo success here on the water. The quartet from Belarus all in attendance for an exciting first heat as the K4 gets underway in just a moment. So underway in this K4 women's 500 meter first heat. The first 3 will directly earn a spot in the world final. Hungary, the reigning world and Olympic champions in lane 4, shoulder to shoulder with their Belarusian rivals that they beat to the top of the Olympic podium. And it's the silver medalist from Tokyo, Belarus, with a 0.57 second advantage over the Olympic and world champions from Hungary.
We have 5 minutes to the start of race number 9.
Ukraine, who finished 8th in that Tokyo final, also remaining in line. The top 3 earning direct qualification for the final, and it's looking a clear advance for Ukraine, Belarus, and looking to be in first place, Hungary. So the Olympic and world champions leading in, silver medalist Belarus and the Ukrainian boat as they earn their spot in the K4 women's 500 meter final.
Four minutes to start. 4 minutes.
The Olympic and world champions Hungary, first place. Belarus in second, having taken silver in Tokyo. They earn their spot in the world final alongside Ukraine, 10th in fact at the Olympics, because it was our hosts here, Denmark, in 8th, and Danish excitement ahead of Heat 2.
Mine damer og herrer, så er vi ved at være her nu. Det er altså igen nu. Vi skal have gang i Rostadion. Det er ude på bane 6. Vi har den danske båd. Det er Pernille Knudsen, Julie Funk, Sara Milders og Bolette Iversen. Kan vi lave noget larm for dem her inden starten? I det anden indledende heat her i damernes K4 500 meter er det sammen med danskerne. På bane nummer 1 den norske båd. Bane nummer 2 den tjekkiske båd. På bane nummer 3 fra det russiske Canoe-forbund. Bane nummer 4 fra Polen. Og så er det bane nummer 6 Danmark. Ved siden af danskerne er det på bane nummer 7 Canada. Og bane nummer 8 er Sverige. Her gælder det altså, at nummer 1-3 går direkte til A-finalen. Så vi må se, om de 4 piger her kan gøre Emma lektion efter fra i morges, hvor hun altså gik direkte i hendes A-finale på K1 500 meteren. Det bliver spændende at se, om det kan lykkes danskerne her at komme i top 3. Jeg er sikker på med noget hjælp herude fra publikum, at det godt kan lykkes. altså skandinavisk her i det andet heat med Norge på bane 1, Danmark på bane 6 og Sverige på bane 8.
Et après, pour moi, c'était hyper dur. J'arrivais pas à...
Og det lykkedes for den starten af sted her i første forsøg. Bane nummer 6. Det er også en føring fra start af for Danmark. Virkelig stærk start her. Det er altså de første 3, der går direkte i A-finalen her. Kan jeg se allerede efter de første 100 meter, der har Danmark altså lagt sig i front her i denne anden heat. Sådan for en start, vi har fået her efter de første 200 meter. Danskerne er altså stadigvæk i en top 3 her. Ligger de sammen med Rusland og Polen. Altså de 3 første, vi skal have direkte i A-finalen. Og her, hvor vi går igennem tonen med mærket, så er det nu Danmark, så er det nu, vi skal hjælpe pigerne helt i mål. Skal de have den direkte A-finaleplads? Det er den larm, vi vil have. Kom så, Danmark! Kom så, piger! Det er altså rigtig, rigtig tæt her. Der er 100 meter tilbage nu. Vi har stadigvæk danskerne i en tredjeplads. De bliver presset over for tjekkerne nu. En bøje række tilbage nu. Det bliver polakkerne foran russerne. Og så får vi danskerne ind på en tredjeplads. Det betyder en direkte A-finaleplads til pigerne. Sådan, Danmark. Kom så!
To the start of race number 91, 319, 5 meters, 4 minutes to the start, 4 minutes. Start of race number 91, 319, 5 meters, number 1. We're both up to the start of your lane. We're both
Og her har vi den officielle bekræftelse. Det er altså Danmark inde på en tredjeplads og direkte i A-finalen. Lav noget larm for pigerne hernede foran tilskuertribunerne.
So Poland advancing to the final, Russian Canoe Federation second, and of course our host Denmark devilishly into the final. The rest hoping for more redemption. So after the excitement for our hosts, it's the C1 men's 500-meter heats. First heat coming up, Sebastian Brendel, German superstar, reigning world champion, not in attendance. There will be a new world champion at this discipline. So the first heat of the C1 men's 500 meters in lane 1, Canada's Craig Spence. Spain holding up in lane 2, Manuel Fontan. Lane 3, Taras Mishuk of Ukraine. European finalist from Belarus in lane 4, Maxim Piatru. The man who stood on the podium with a bronze medal in 2019 in Szeged, Oleg Tarnowski of Moldova, looking to get to the final once more. 2017 world silver medalist Carlo Taccini from Italy, looking to return to medal grabbing ways. Josep Carlsen of Estonia in lane 7, a 2 times bronze world medalist at 5,000 meters, trying his hand at 500, Mateusz Kaminski of Poland. And underway in the first heat of the C1 men's 500 meters. Only the top 3 will earn direct qualification for the final. Semi-final redemption for places 4th to 7th, plus the next best time between the 2 heats. Pretty even across the lanes. Gaps starting to appear. Crossing the halfway stage, and it's the bronze medalist from Szeged, Oleg Tarnowski, leading out. Kaminski of Poland and Fontan of Spain. But looking along the line, it's tight as tight can be. Battling hard to avoid a semi-final. Maxim Piatru, the European finalist, alongside Oleg Tarnowski. And it's Kaminski who's hoping that he can join them in the final, but it's a tight fight for that third, direct to the final. I'll have to wait for confirmation. But Piatru and Tarnowski safely into the C1 men 500-meter final.
To the start of race number 92, C1 men 500 meters, Heat 2, lane 1 US, lane 2 Portugal, lane 3 Hungary, lane 4 Bulgaria, lane 5 Cuba, lane 6 Russian Confederation, lane 7 Germany, lane 8 Czech Republic. 3 minutes to the start of race number 92. 2,000 meters, number 2. Elbows, please come to the start area in your lane. Elbows, please enter the start area in your correct lane. Lane 1, lane 2,
So confirmation, Maxim Pietru of Belarus leading ahead of Oleg Tarnowski, and they're joined in the final by Mateusz Kaminski, Tacini, Mishkuk, Spence and Fontan going to the semi-final. So into Heat 2, the C1 men, 500 meters, Adel Mojal Ali Mogadam of Iran, a 2017 world bronze medalist. Alongside in lane 2, Helder Silva of Portugal, Balázs Kiss of Hungary in lane 3, Angel Kodinov of Bulgaria in lane 4, Jose Cordoba of Cuba in lane 5, Dmitry Sharov of the Russian Canoe Federation in lane 6, Konrad Schreiber of Germany in lane 7, and the two-time former world champion from the Czech Republic, Martin Fuchsa in lane 8. So underway in the second heat and the final race of the morning's high quality field to finish up before the break. So only 3 directly into the final, and it is Martin Fuchsa leading out, Scheibner of Germany, and Portugal's Helder Silva. But still a long way to go, but Fuchsa looking in fine form alongside European bronze medalist Konrad Scheibner. Well, the Red Bull is roaring its way to a place in the final. And it looks like checkmate for Fuchsa. Two-time world champion looks to try and regain his crown. Scheibner, bronze medalist from the European Championship, safely through with him. But it's Fuchsa that dominates to earn his place in the C1 men's 500-meter final.
Og så er vi altså klar til en frokostpause her nu, og så er vi tilbage med dansk deltagelse klokken 4 minutter i 3, hvor vi skal se Julie Funk og Bolette Iversen ro deres semifinale i damernes K2 500 meter. Vi ses tilbage efter pausen.
So Martin Fuchsa, Scheibner of Germany and Cuba's Jose Cordoba safely into the final. That's the end for the day section. We'll be back at 2 o'clock for the rest of the action here from the ICF Canoe Sprint and Paracanoe World Championships from Copenhagen. Till then, see you later.
Stop. Move.